I'm the motherfucking fucking one who calls the shots.
What the fuck you know about what I need on my mind, motherfucker?
Again with the money?
Yeah, again with the money.
I'm broke, nigga! I'm broke! I can't eat! And I said I suck your dick.
I can smell a motherfucker with money.
Come on, I got a present for you. Suck it! Suck it, nigga!
We don't claim you.
I hate you.
I hate you too, little nigga.
I'm broke, nigga, I'm broke!
Again with the money?
Yeah, again with the money.
SP motherfucking I.
I told you this, nigga! You was gonna get left.
Get the fuck off our dick.
Get my money, you cheap bitch!
Whip that pussy.
Come on, I got a present for you. Suck it! Suck it, nigga!
I hate you.
I hate you too, little nigga.
You ain't nobody.
I'm the motherfucking fucking one who calls the shots.
What the fuck you know about what I need on my mind, motherfucker?
I can smell a motherfucker with money.
Whip that pussy.
And I said I suck your dick. We don't claim you.
You ain't nobody.
Again with the money?
Yeah, again with the money.
God damn, look at my pockets now. Started my own business. I done blew up for realists. Stacks coming in every day. On foreign islands is where the fuck I stay. Fucking foreign bitches, they be cooking, they be fucking, they be sucking. Man, it isn't nothing. I'm the motherfucking shit. Bitch, without you, I'm set free. I'm so damn high. You got to look up on the sky, cause I'm on a plane, that's why. To an international destination with no hesitation. Got bitches waiting at reception with invitations with my name on it, goddammit. I done turned my life to the shit. And guess what? I didn't need no motherfucking bitch.
You got left.
SP motherfucking I.
I'm the motherfucking fucking one who calls the shots.
You ain't nobody.
And I said I suck your dick.
I'm broke, nigga, I'm broke!
I can smell a motherfucker with money.
What the fuck you know about what I need on my mind, motherfucker?
Come on, I got a present for you. Suck it! Suck it, nigga!
I hate you.
I hate you too, little nigga. We don't claim you.
But if you believe in God, believe in
SP motherfucking I.
believe in that, for real. But if you believe in God, believe in
SP motherfucking I.
believe in that, for real.
What the fuck you know about what I need on my mind, motherfucker?
I can smell a motherfucker with money.
You ain't nobody.
Again with the money?
Yeah, again with the money.
I can smell a motherfucker with money.
Yo, 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 yo. Shout out, shout out, shout out. Shout out, shout out, shout out. Salute, 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 salute to all 5 of my people that's in here with me. Big respect, big up, big salute. And men, I'm gonna put something on your mind, man. Masculine men. Red pill men, MGTOW men, manosphere men. Really gotta put something on your mind, which is our interests aren't being represented. We have nobody representing us, and everybody else's interests are represented. And this is why I feel as though we must unite within the Republican Party. We know what the liberals and the Democrat Party is about, and I'm political, but you know, I really don't want to be political, or I don't feel like being political, but we have a limited amount of time left for us to save masculinity. You know, those of us who are masculine men, and who value masculinity, we got to do something to preserve it, because it's being attacked and destroyed, shamed and criminalized at from a lot of different angles. You know what I mean? And we don't have anywhere else to go, and we don't currently have anybody representing our interests. And if you look at what we've accomplished, we have corralled a large audience of men, and you know, many of us have monetized them, which is cool. You know, get paid. You know, you guys put a lot of work in, improve your production, use resources that are now available to us and tools that are available to us to monetize your audiences. You work to build those audiences, and you know, I'm not mad at that. You know, that's the American way, capitalism. You know, work to build something and capitalize off it. Just like Jeff Bezos did. He ran Amazon for a long time, and he wouldn't take any money. But he kept reinvesting and growing and reinvesting and growing. And then one day you looked around and he was the richest man in the world. And so we've, you know, there's a lot of content creators who are growing, and we have this pretty sizable and massive army of an audience. And, you know, it's cool to profit off them. I can't begrudge a man for making his money, but the messaging is correct, but we're not organizing the people, you know. So it's like, even historically in civil rights and things like that, you know, people delivered their message. Like back in the day, the Nation of Islam, Malcolm X and all of them, they got on the corners. You know, they didn't have YouTube. They actually had to go to the corner with a podium and broadcast to the people, and they signed up people. And many different civil rights organizations did that, and then they organized them politically in voting blocks, and they affected change. And we're educating men on how to protect themselves, but now we have to protect masculinity, and we have to organize politically, unfortunately, because I know politics is such a headache that really nobody wants to deal with. But we need to corral funding and political organization so that we can have our interests represented, because there's nobody up there, knocking on the door and representing, we need, like BLM. They got all the black people riled up. They collected all kind of tens and hundreds of millions of dollars for police reform. So now they got no bail and they're releasing all of these criminals and they're shooting up your neighborhood. But they got politically organized, and they got who's up there in Washington, D.C. advocating for marriage law reform, who's advocating for family court reform in terms of custody. Like, why isn't the children or the child going to the best parent instead of just the mother? And then the man's money is going to the mother, and the mother's not doing a good job with the kids, so he's going up gangbanging, shooting up the neighborhood. Now he's in prison, or he got killed in a gun battle with a rival gang. Who's advocating for, not just police reform, child support law reform, marriage law reform, all of these things that we need, all of the things that who's advocating to stop them from teaching our children about LGBTQ issues that most masculine men don't want their children exposed to? Who's advocating for all of the problems that we're facing as men? Nobody. But on the other hand, everybody else has political representation. So let me see. Give you some examples of that. That's the scary one. Okay, the females, they're being advocated for.
On Friday, I submitted to the Senate for confirmation my first slate of nominations for 4-star command positions in our armed forces. Among them, 2 outstanding and eminently qualified warriors and patriots. And when confirmed, they will become the 2nd and 3rd women in the history of the United States Armed Forces to lead combatant commands.
What's wrong with that picture right there? What's wrong with that? Well, let's think about this. You got a graduating class of 200 people from a high school. Out of those 200 people, you got 15 honors graduates. And at the graduation, they only show you 3 of them, because those were the only 3 that were female. So those weren't the only generals being nominated at that time. But the only one that's being put forth to the public that the president felt that you should know about were these 2 people, because they happen to be female. These 2 females right here. You know what I mean? So if I was an honors graduate, or if I was one of the other men who were nominated in this class of generals, why are we only acknowledging 2? Because they're females. So females are constantly being advocated for, but as men, we are masculine advocates. How are our interests being represented? And then if you look at the 2 parties, look, we can start our own party. Wrong. Because all you're going to do is pull some men away from Republicans, and you're going to make them lose and then strengthen the liberals. We can go independent. We haven't had an independent president. We have very few independent senators or independent anything. So the only place we got to go is the Republican Party. Now, if you look at which party you agree with most, I mean, the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, he came out recently and banned in all of Florida COVID passports. Most of us don't want COVID passports. I don't want a COVID passport. I don't want an app tracking me and having all of my sensitive medical information. And I have to prevent that, and I have to trust. Facebook just leaked 500 million people's information. Glad I've been on Facebook for years. Hope mine didn't get leaked. Personal information. So I need to trust more corporations like Facebook and Google who could have a potential of being leaked with my data. You know, if you just look at most of the issues that's going on out there, what we want and what we don't want, you know, the Democrat Party doesn't want to hear anything about masculine issues. They want to promote females like they're doing here. Joe Biden made his complete decision on who his running mate was going to be based on identity. I will have a woman of color as my vice president. He didn't say I want the best person. He didn't say I want a man of color or a person of color. He said a woman. He's here telling you about women, not men. Or did he say these were the two best ones out the class? No. So we have to corral our audiences and organize them politically. We actually need a political lobbying organization, and that's funded by us. And there's enough people in the manosphere as far as the audience to fund an organization. It doesn't take that much money. A few $100,000, you can have an organization that can go to DC and represent masculine. This is why you can't say anything bad about Jewish people on any form of media, because they have organization, they have political organizations, they have media organizations, they have every kind of organization to where if you even say anything that they consider to be anti-Semitic or anti-Jew, they come in with it, man. They go into war. They go into war because they're politically organized. You know, so is it important that we have the child support laws be changed? It's important to most men. Most men don't feel that those laws are correct or fair. So women are screaming about equality, equality, equality. You know, and he's just inviting woman after woman to the White House to bitch and moan about shit. So they got an open door to the White House. Can you go to the White House and get on TV and Biden support you about child support reform? Do you think we need child support reform? I think we need it. I know we need it. You know we need it. And we're not going to get it just by, creating content and complaining that it's a problem. We have to actually politically organize. And now that we have, large content creators who have large audiences who can direct funds to an organization, it's time for us to make that happen, because they are slowly chipping away at masculine freedom. I mean, pretty soon we're not even gonna be free. A masculine man is gonna be he's not gonna have no rights. So they start right now. They're starting with white men. That's why when he was my man Q, he came on my stream and he was like, I can't, I can't love a white man, and the white man is our oppressor. He might be your oppressor. He ain't my oppressor, because I'm not oppressed. I mean, but it's real. Give me a second. Let me see what else I got here. These are the issues that Joe Biden, the president, and the Democrat Party, this is what they're fighting for. This is Biden's. He basically gave transgenders a holiday. Now, Biden's such a wormy bastard that you can't find no video of him actually coming out and saying this is Transgender Day, but he released a statement and then he put somebody else out there to tell you about Transgender Day. This is Biden's agenda. This is what Biden's fighting for. I don't know any men in the manosphere who are in support of Transgender Day of visibility. But that's what they're for, and he's giving them positions of power within the government. What position of power do we hold within the cabinet or in the government to represent our issues? Now, this is the Secretary of HUD.
Today, I join Americans and people around the world in honoring International Transgender Day of Visibility. On this occasion, we celebrate the worth and dignity of every person.
See Shaniqua? He gave Shaniqua. I see Joe Biden's strategy. He's promoting Black women, and then he uses them to do his dirty work. Like he stuck Kamala with the border. Why he won't take control of the border? I guarantee you, Trump didn't put nobody over the border. Trump said, this is my thing. He ran the border. Trump went down there and visited the border and inspected the wall that he was building, and he made that his issue. He didn't say, hey, Pence, I'm putting you on top of the border. But what Biden does is he hires Black women, and they like, yes, I'm important. I'm the Secretary of HUD. What does housing and urban development got to do with transgenders? Why Biden can't issue a statement and on video with him speaking and waving the transgender flag? Where's he at? No, he got a Shaniqua. He got him 2 Shaniquas, and he just dumps on they dumbasses, which they deserve because they're sellouts. And here's a Shaniqua, a Black woman, selling you on transgenderism.
We recognize that every person, regardless of whom they are or whom they love, deserves to live openly and freely in safety and security and free from discrimination and violence. And we reaffirm that transgender and non-binary rights are human rights. I am proud to be part of
non-binary. That means genderless. Binary meaning male or female, and that's it. We've been male or female, but now we want non-binary rights.
Part of an administration committed to treating every person with respect and dignity. At HUD, we are working to combat discrimination on the basis of gender identity or sexual orientation, in line with President Biden's executive order. Today, I am also proud to say that those in the HUD workforce who identify as transgender or non-binary, this department sees you, values you, and stands with you.
You should be working on housing, lady. You should be working on housing. You shouldn't be working on non-binary transgender issues. Why are you telling the people, I don't know nothing you doing with housing? I mean, I heard y'all want to put projects, funky project, violent, dirty project buildings in the suburbs, and those people that live in the projects can come to my nice conservative neighborhood and start robbing houses and killing people, you know. But you need to make sure that that doesn't happen. You know, Trump made sure that that didn't happen. And you sitting up here talking about non-binary trans issues, Satan sexuals.
As we celebrate International Transgender Day of Visibility, we must recognize and commit to the work that lies ahead on the journey to full equality for all. Because in every person, there is dignity and there is grace.
Equality is such a false word. I'm not equal to a transgender. I am the gender that I was born. I am binary. I'm not non-binary. So how can a transgender be equal to a natural born male? Equality. See, the equality word is the left's bad word that they whip us with, trying to make a falsehood be true. There's no such thing as equality unless you're talking about numbers. Identical twins are not the same. They're slightly little different. You know, and they're two separate people. I can't be equal to anybody else other than me. You know what I mean? So I just don't understand this agenda.
And it is incumbent on all of us to embrace our shared responsibility to one another.
I don't know what that got to do with housing and urban development.
Good evening and welcome to the Chris Salcedo Show here on Newsmax TV. Coming up later in the show, we talk with longtime producer of the Rush Limbaugh Show, James Golden. It's our jobs and spurs innovation, raising the quality of life for all Americans. But that was the old America, the sane America, the successful and level-headed America. Now, the left wing is forcing corporations to choose sides or else. Sad thing is the CEOs are giving in to this liberal extortion. Now, who's to blame for all of this? Well, it may just be the political right. Are conservatives as dedicated to saving America as socialists are to destroying it? A question you may not like the answer to in tonight's preamble. Dr. Anthony Fauci, the all-knowing, was on MSNBC.
This multi-million-dollar soccer player, Satan sexual, who you know has a girlfriend, is coming. You see Biden and his wife standing right behind her, supporting these Satan sexuals and supporting females. Now she's basically, you see what the sign says in the back? Equal pay day. Equal pay day. So they want to be paid as much as men. Now, it's like the WNBA. WNBA is a league that loses money every year. Nobody watches the games. Nobody wants to watch female basketball. But she's saying that they should be paid as much as us. I'm not going to listen to this because it's kind of long, but I just want to hear what she's saying.
First time all day with no mask on. It's nice. And thank you so much for the introduction and your amazing words. Good afternoon, everybody. It's such an honor to be here today without the words to say. And today I did when I walked into the Oval Office here at the White House. Just, you can't help but pause and take a moment to acknowledge those who have walked these halls before you. Never made it into the room, but fought so hard, and grateful to them. And also TQ community with pink hair, TQ community, a deep sense of responsibility. Inspired and grateful to them, and also a deep sense of responsibility. I'm a member of the LGBTQ community with pink hair, and where I come from, I could have only dreamed that I would be standing in the position I am today at the White House.
I'm a Satan sexual and I'm in the White House.
I'm also a professional athlete, and I've helped, along with all of my teammates virtually here today, one teammate literally here today, win 4 World Cup championships and 4 Olympic gold medals for the United States. And despite those wins, I've been devalued, I've been disrespected, and dismissed because I am a woman.
You a multimillionaire, bitch. You at the White House complaining because nobody wants to watch you play ball. And see, this the kind. Why don't you go out there and help your league market better to try to do something to draw more people into your league to want to watch you play, to increase your revenues so that you can make more money? You know, and see, they go to the government and like when I'm watching these people who are being advocated for in the government, mostly women and you know, LGBT people, it's annoying to me, but I'm like, okay, they're gonna be complaining, they want more. I mean, they've already got everything. LGBT is protected, it's a protected class of people with more rights and more protections than me and you as a man. So if another man come whip my ass, it's just a fight and he'll get a misdemeanor. But if I whip a gay guy, I'm going to get a hate crime charge. See what I'm saying? I might do 10 years for that. Whereas if a gay dude beat me up, you know, maybe that's a hate crime. Maybe they hate heterosexual men. But it's not going to be like that. It's going to be just a misdemeanor charge, a fight, like if 2 guys got to fighting at a bar. It's like if a woman beats me up, there's no charges. But if I smack the shit out of a bitch, I ain't no telling what's going to happen to me. Even if I was defending myself from this woman. You know what I mean? So they go to the government, they complain, they get stuff. LGBT people, I don't even like calling them that. I call them Satan sexuals. They got the right to marry. They've been legitimized. They have all of the rights that anyone else has. They can get jobs. No one's not hiring them. They're still complaining. These women, you're able to play. You have a league. You're making money. You're a multimillionaire, and you're still complaining. You're mad because you're a woman, and you're trying to trick everybody in the world to think that you've been victimized. I've been disrespected. How were you disrespected? You played and you won gold medals. You did everything you wanted to do.
Those wins, I've been devalued, I've been disrespected, and dismissed because I am a woman. Devalued. And despite those wins, I've been devalued, I've been devalued, I've been disrespected, and dismissed because I've been devalued, I've been disrespected, and dismissed because I am a woman. I've been devalued, I've been disrespected, and dismissed because I am a woman. And
Forever complaining, forever the victim, forever Joe Biden's backing them up, equal pay day. So see, what they'll do is they'll have a league that's they'll have a league that's nobody wants to watch, that's faltering, so they get lower pay, and then they'll try to shift that onto the taxpayer somehow, where we have to subsidize a league so that they can get paid just as much money. So they're taking money out of our pockets to support. This is where it will go if these people stay in power. They will subsidize that league and come up with some law where they got to pay them the same as a man. Their league ain't making as much money. So either they got to be absorbed by the male league, or the government is going to subsidize their salaries and it's going to come out of our pockets. And it's still, I'm equal, but you need a man. If you were equal, build your league up like the men did. We're not paying NFL people salaries. People are watching and subscribing and buying the tickets, and they're making millions and billions of dollars. But nobody wants to watch this lesbian. Who wants to watch a lesbian soccer game? I don't want to watch that. There's women's sports that I do enjoy. I like women's boxing. You know, Clarissa Shields, she's entertaining to watch because she's knocking bitches out. She fight like a man. And she'll whip your ass. And she's a real natural born woman. I like to watch women's track. I like men's track and I like women's track because women's track is a bunch of sexy women and they're really talented and they're really fast and I enjoy watching them. But I'm not watching a WNBA, a bunch of tall, big dykes, no dunking. They all sloppy. I'd rather watch the dudes. You're going to get some dunking, some better passing. So if you just ain't good enough, that ain't my problem. Why are you complaining to me about you don't make enough money? If I go take a job at a business that's not doing well and the pay is lower, I can't go to the government and say, well, the next guy that works at the next business like mine that's doing better than me, he's getting paid more than me, and you need to do something about it, Big Daddy government. You know what I mean? And I'm going to tell you what really, of all of the interests that are being represented that are not ours, that really scared me. See, I was going to make a stream about what to do, you know, if they raise the taxes. But a lot of people don't know that we have a female secretary of the Treasury now. Her name is Janet Yellen, little old white lady. And she is trying to impose a global tax. Global, meaning
Secretary Janet Yellen has called for a global minimum tax rate.
See, now, if you listen to Nomad Capitalists and, you know, I got my overseas stuff all situated now. So if they started taxing me too much here, see, because they done printed up all this money. Joe Biden sending out stimulus checks, printing the hell out the money. All of it's borrowed, interest going up for money that we don't actually have to spend, because if you would take all of these mandates off, then people could open their businesses back. But what they did is they shuttered all of many of the small businesses, put these draconian laws in place, and then try to put everybody on welfare and borrow the money to pay for them. And so they can raise the taxes, and basically it's going to make it harder on businesses to be profitable and harder on people because everybody's taxes is going up. But it's going to make the government richer. So they want you dependent on the government so they can have more offices, more bureaucracy, and more money going in for them to do whatever they want. And they throw crumbs to the people they hurt, but the big billions and trillions go to defense contractors and other politically connected individuals. So basically swell up the government, and the taxes on the men and the earners go up, and then they decide how to distribute it. Well, we're going to make some low-income housing because it's not right that people are poor. Look, people are poor every goddamn where. So I was going to tell people, yo, if they raise these corporate taxes, all you got to do is establish you a LLC or IBC, an International Business Corporation, in a foreign country with a lower tax rate, and then send your profits from here to that business and pay lower taxes and pay no taxes here or very little taxes here. Now this female, this lady, she's trying to make it where all the countries around the world have to raise their taxes, so you got nowhere to go. You know, like what Nomad Capital said, go where your money's treated best. Well, she's trying to impose the same high tax rate globally. You got nowhere to go. Either you're going to pay us that 35% or you're going to pay them that 35%. You have no sovereignty to leave the high tax jurisdictions. And then all of the governments swell. More wars, more welfare, more broken families, more all of these problems that the government causes. This is what this woman is doing, and we don't have any representation against this. So these women are just taking over and they just destroy. And that's what they're doing. Destroying. Listen to this shit.
The goal, getting other countries on board in order to prevent offshoring. This is a tax rate for corporations. Let's listen.
Competitiveness is about more than how U.S. headquartered companies fare against other companies in global merger and acquisition bids. It's about making sure that governments have stable tax systems that raise sufficient revenue to invest in essential public goods and respond to crises.
So this, as President Biden's administration looks to raise corporate taxes back to roughly what they were before President Trump lowered them, saying the move won't harm the economy. Joining us now to discuss this is American Enterprise Institute's James Pethokoukis and PIMCO's head of public policy, Libby Cantrell. Libby, I thought that the corporate tax rate was 35% before the lowering in the Trump tax reform of 2017-18, not the number to which President Biden wants to take it back. He wants to go back to 28%. Am I right remembering that?
Yeah, that's right. That's the statutory rate, the legal rate. I think effectively many corporations were paying a lower rate than that. But yes, Tyler, that's exactly right. That was the rate on the books, and President Biden is now advocating to take that rate from the statutory 21% to 28%.
So splitting the difference basically between what it was and what it is today. And as you point out, very few companies pay that top marginal rate at all. Many don't. So let me ask you, Jimmy, what incentive would there be for a country like Ireland or a tax haven like the Bahamas or Bermuda or any of a lot of other places? What incentive would there be for them to agree to a uniform corporate minimum tax when they have it pretty good if their tax rates are lower than ours and attract American businesses?
Very little reason. They'd be giving up a potential competitive advantage. You have these small, open economies that have really relied on a very competitive tax rate to attract business. I think this is going to be an extremely difficult thing for the Biden administration to do. And I don't really quite get, I sort of understand why they want to do it. They want to kind of pay for some of this stuff. They don't want to be forced to have a super low tax rate. They want to pay for all this spending. But if Secretary Yellen really wants us to have a very stable tax code for the long term, then they really need to be talking about other kinds of taxes, whether.
So you got little countries like in the Caribbean and around the world that the only thing they got, little island nations, small countries, the only thing that these guys have to attract capital is a low tax rate. So Yellen comes out there and says, look, we need to stop this. If you raise your tax rates, it's going to make sure the governments are funded to do good. Governments don't really do that much good. They do a lot of bad. They trying to put missiles in the air, missiles on satellites. Look, where don't we have missiles? We got nuclear submarines. So under the ocean, we got missiles. We got land-based missiles. They got missiles on planes. So they got missiles in the air, in the atmosphere. And now they're trying to put missiles with the space program on satellites, lasers, or just more bad stuff. That's where the biggest part of the U.S. federal government spending goes to military, war, killing, and they want more money. Then the political class, all of their stealing, and they give a few crumbs to a few select people, certain poor people, old people. And I'm not against the old people. Pay the old people. They need their Social Security checks. I'm never against them. But these lazy motherfuckers that don't want to work, or these damn women who claim they're equal and, black girl magic, girl power, equality, we can do it. What don't you have? There's more women in universities and colleges than men. There's more women in the workforce, in the normal economic times. I know COVID knocked a lot of them out, but pre-COVID, women just took the majority in the workforce. They've got everything and they want more. And now this woman is trying to make it where you can't go anywhere in the world and keep your money. No matter where you go, you got to give a big chunk of your ass to the government because she said so. Now, if you the Cayman Islands or you Nevis or Panama or any of these low tax jurisdictions, Seychelles, that Ireland, that your only competitive advantage is a lower corporate tax rate, why would you ever raise your tax rate? Then there's nothing. Then nobody's coming down there. Nobody's bringing no money down there. There's nothing. You have nothing now. But you have a higher rate, but you're not going to bring in any more money because nobody's going to keep their money down there because there's no advantage. If I could keep my money somewhere outside of the United States at 12% tax rate, as opposed to United States even 21 or 35% if they get what they want, or 28% if Biden get what he said he want, I'd rather have my money closer to me in my country where it's easier to get to if it's the same tax rate. So they are sick. And of all of the things that I heard, like the gay advocates, I can't stand them, but they're there. The women who never satisfied and want more, all of that stuff, the thing that I heard that really scared me the most was Janet Yellen. I can't escape nowhere on the planet Earth her reaching her hand in my pocket and giving it to the government for a bunch of crap. So we need representation. We have to organize. I'm going to keep pounding the desk about this issue. Men, masculinity is threatened. Masculinity is threatened. And when I look at both sides of the aisle and I look at the things that I agree with that's going on in politics and the things that I disagree with, I see more Republicans that I'm in agreement with. So I'm gonna show you this. Hold on one second. I'm gonna show you this. Remember what I was telling you about they're performing surgeries on little, they're in such, like most of the transgenders is men going to women, men transitioning to female. That's the majority of it. It's way more men going woman than women going man. So this Republican state, Arkansas, they actually made it illegal to give children puberty blockers. So they try to give the little boys puberty blockers so they don't develop into mature men. They are able to do surgeries on little boys to transition them to girls. And they're able to do all these, put them on puberty blockers, all of this stuff they're able to do to children. So the Republicans in Arkansas banned it in the state of Arkansas. Democrats would never ban that. That's a direct attack on masculinity. And the only people that are standing up to it are Republicans. I don't see, like when I look around the news and see who's doing what around the country politically, I see Republicans doing things that I agree with. So when I see this, I see Republicans. I agree with that. We need to protect our little boys because our little boys, every man listening right now was once a little boy. Our little boys need to be protected. Our children need to be protected, but our little boys need to be protected. Look at this. I don't support bans and telling people they gotta wear masks and telling people they can't, you can only have your business at half capacity, stuff like that. So the governor of Texas wrote in the law, all that Fauci stuff is done. We back. If your restaurant can hold 200 people, you can host 200 people. Nobody has to wear a mask if they don't want to. Opened up the full state and took all of these draconian, fear-mongering restrictions off of the entire state. And you know what happened in Texas? The COVID rate went down. It's the people that got to wear 2 and 3 masks and stay in the house. Their rates are going up. So I just want you to see that again. That's the kind of leadership that we need. So Ron DeSantis opened his state up. Fauci went out there. Oh my God, it's gonna be what was Joe Biden telling us? It's gonna be a dark winter. Millions of people gonna die. Take the vaccine. Take the vaccine. Takes the vaccine. Ron DeSantis of Florida came out and said, and straight out banned by executive order the use of COVID vaccines. Not vaccines, COVID passports to further restrict freedom. You know what I mean? Like most men in the manosphere don't want COVID passports. It's Republican governors. There's a Republican representative in South Carolina who's saying, who's proposing first of all, the governor of South Carolina, McMaster, came out and said there will never be COVID passports in South Carolina. And then one of the Republican female representatives in South Carolina came up and said, we need to make this a law, Governor. We need to get this done. DeSantis is working on a law to make that permanent. Texas, when you look around, if you actually pay attention to American politics closely and you look at what they're doing in the states, what the governors are doing, and you look at what what they're doing in the states and what the Democrats are doing, as masculine men, you will find that you will be in agreement with more policies of Republicans. And we must remember, as men, the Republican Party was founded to free the slaves in America. Free men, freedom. It's the Freedom Party. It's the rich party. Biden's coming in and trying to raise your taxes to make you men out there who done stacked your crypto, who done made yourselves wealthier. Like, I don't care what nobody say. The manosphere is way more wealthier now than it was 4 years ago when I first came in. Now most of the dudes I talk to are talking about they got 6 figures in crypto. A lot of guys tell me, Hybrid, you help me out. If you didn't make me get into crypto, I wouldn't have this. I wouldn't have that. Or look at what I got now. The manosphere is much richer now than it was, and he's raising the rates just in time enough so when you start cashing out to pull out your funds to do the things that you want to do in your life, that they get more of it. When Trump came in, he lowered the tax rates. Republicans lowered taxes and want to cut the government spending so that it's the same pot of money. It's all the only thing is who gets more of it. Does the government get more of it, or do the people keep more of it? The people create the value. He's coming up with a federal jobs program. He wants everybody working for the government. United States is not, that's the opposite of what America is about. The government is supposed to create the environment for private entities to flourish. They're not supposed to say, come work for us. You know, people have to work for the government. We need the military. We need government bureaucrats and all that stuff. Yeah. Prosecutors, solicitors, judges, stuff like that. Yeah. They have their place. But you, as the president, you're not supposed to encourage the growth of the government. You're supposed to encourage the growth of the private sector, meaning the people power, people, people being able to make more money. So it's better for you to get a job at a corporation than get a job at the government. Because the more the government swells and the more people are dependent on the government and the more that the government decides the winners and losers in the economy, the more we're going into communism, which isn't good. It's bad, which isn't American. It's Chinese. So as men, we got to get political. We don't want to create something like everybody was saying, Trump's going to create the Patriot Party. You know why Trump didn't do that? He didn't want to destroy the Republican Party. Because some of the people are going to be loyal Republicans and some of the people would leave. And now you will have two smaller parties going against one big, gigantic, Joe Biden's importing more people and trying to legalize them to stick them in the Democratic Party to swell his party. And they just want to feed the government and make you more dependent on the government and take more of your freedom and make your kid gay and make it where, now social media platforms can silence people. You can't say what you want to say. That's who he's working with. So as men, we're going to have to get political. And we finally kind of have an online forum where tens and hundreds of thousands of men are congregating and talking about men issues. And we pretty much know our men issues, but we need to get together as a masculine community and make a list. Like, I know I don't have kids, but I know child support reform needs to be an issue. Divorce and family, custody reform needs to be an issue. Divorce reform needs to be an issue. Everybody runs to the government with the issues that are causing them pain in their lives. Men are in jail because of that. Men are homeless because of that. Men are committing suicide because of these issues. So the LGBT people got their weddings and all that protections they want. The women getting all this stuff they want, equal pay, getting all these promotions. They the mayor of every city. Masculine men have to organize politically, and we need to fund our political activities collectively, and we need to go to lobbyists with our list and say, you take your butt on Capitol Hill and get me this. I want child support reform. I want custody reform. I want divorce reform. Everybody's getting reform. We ain't getting nothing. We need that. We need that because divorce reform and custody reform is probably the only thing we can do in the West to save our families. If we want families in the future, intact families, there's got to be reforms. There's got to be disincentivization. We want accusation reform. We need accusation reform. So that if you, just because you got money, if you get some feminine services that you legally purchased, that some women can't come out and do these things to you and destroy you based on lies.
22 women who have filed lawsuits against Deshaun Watson. Take a
Me on Watson is Deshaun Watson.
Take a listen.
I am a survivor of assault and harassment. Deshaun Watson is my assaulter and my harasser. Deshaun Watson assaulted and harassed me on March 30th, 2020 in my own home, doing what I love most, massage therapy.
When you confirmed that you were ready for your massage, I entered the room and was both shocked and sickened to find you completely nude, face down. I did not want to touch you, but my terror kept me in autopilot, and I continued to the best of my ability.
You scared of a naked nigga laying down face down on the table? You were shocked and horrified because you seen a black man laying on a damn table when you massage motherfuckers every day. If he was nude and you was shocked and you were horrified, why didn't you say, sir, could you, we don't do nude? What's so shocking and horrifying about a man laying on a table when that's what you do for a living? And your terror kept you there? Let's listen to this bullshit. Let's break down this bullshit, fellas, because that's what they spew, and they destroy men with it. You know how much they done devalued this man? You know how much they done devalued this man? This man signed 100 and something. These quarterbacks, if you look at Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, their careers extend well into their late 30s if they remain healthy. So this man probably had like $300 or $400 million contracts coming his way. And these women's lies and deceit devalued him to the point to where they wanted to bring him to Carolina. Now they just gave up on him, and now they brought in somebody else. And nobody else going to want to trade for him because they don't want a quarterback with all these 20-something women with legal action against them. And then they trade them and bring them into their team. And now you got people protesting in front of your stadium and all kind of stuff. So no team really going to want him. This might be the end of his career. And he was in line. This young man been playing football since he was a little kid and working and dedication to get himself to this level to be a top NFL superstar. And then chicks like this can come out and lie on him and destroy him. We need reform for that. So let's break down what this lying ass broad saying.
In my own home, doing what I love most, massage therapy.
When you confirmed that you were ready,
my harasser. I am a survivor of assault and harassment.
You're a survivor. A nigga that got shot is a survivor. Motherfuckers that made it out of the internment camps in Germany, not Nazi Germany, they're survivors. You survived giving a dude a massage.
Deshaun Watson is my assaulter and my harasser.
How did he harass you? He just came and got a massage. How was that harassment? It's so much crap, man.
Deshaun Watson assaulted and harassed me on March 30th, 2020 in my own home, doing what I love most, massage therapy.
You love massage therapy. You love that most. A man comes over for a massage and he didn't rape you. You said he harassed and assaulted. What did he do? I ain't heard nothing he did. I just see a bunch of fake non-tears and victimhood for sympathy points in an effort to extort and destroy a young man, a successful young man. So all of the thousands of men that you ever had a massage with, none of them ever asked you to play with their balls. I refuse to believe that.
When you confirmed that you were ready for your massage, I entered the room and was both shocked and sickened to find you completely nude.
Shocked and sickened. What's so shocking and sickening about a nude body to a massage therapist? That's what you do. That's like you go into the doctor's office to get an operation and you laying on the table and just he comes in there to operate on you and he's shocked and sickened because you're laying on the table nude. Or you had a hospital robe on and you took it off and he's about to operate on you. He operates on thousands of bodies over his career. She operates on, she can't say that she never seen a nude man and she's never massaged a nude man. But because he got $40 million and he's a star quarterback, she's shocked and sickened. Bullshit.
Face down. I did not want to touch you, but my terror kept me in autopilot.
My terror kept me in autopilot. First, you were shocked and sickened, and you didn't want to do it, but your terror, a man not threatening you anyway, laying face down, nude, is a terror. And this kind of trap, this kind of crap is aired to a national audience to slander a man so that they can destroy him and get paid and profit off his destruction. It's absolutely sickening.
And I continued to the best of my ability to give you therapeutic treatment. But at this point, it was clear that's not what you were seeking.
Now I wonder, did she ever bring that to his attention or to the attention of anybody immediately following or within the weeks and days after that happened? Or did you just jump on the bandwagon to try to pillage this man's pockets? That's what I'm saying. We need a lot of reforms for men. We need a lot of political action for men. If we don't, I mean, look, we got 4 years. You know, even with the Georgia situation, they're trying to make it, they try to use the black man. That's why I put that video out there with Malcolm X, because I listened to a lot of Malcolm X back in the day, and I listened to a lot of Elijah Muhammad back in the day. And I remember hearing what they would say about specifically white liberals. And today we could just take the white off and we could just say liberals. You know, they always, you know, everybody rides our back to get what they want, and then we get nothing. You know, Black Lives Matter. You know, they rode our backs and we get nothing. You know, go watch Act Nation News. You know, go watch Act Nation News and watch what's going on. What's really going on in the hood. Watch that. I'm gonna put a link to his channel and to some of his videos that I watch in the chat box. You want to see what's really going on? Watch that, brother. You're gonna find out how many mass shootings is really going on, who's really dying. He be pulling up the gun memorial. Well, look at that gun memorial. You know what I mean? And look at what mostly black people, Black Lives Matter ain't doing nothing about it, but black. So the liberals rode black people. And then when you go to a Black Lives Matter rally, it's a bunch of homosexual advocates, and they get the rules, they get the laws, they get the protections. The black person gets nothing. The black group gets nothing. You know, so the homosexuals, the Satan sexuals rode us all the way to the top and dumped us. these black women rode us to the top, dumped us, and so it's a bunch of disinformation, misinformation, and now with the Texas, with the Georgia voting reform, basically they're saying you got to have an ID in order to vote. So you can't vote 2 and 3 times. Oh, it's against black people. It's Jim Crow. Every other state in America has that rule. And then they canceled the All-Star game and moved it from a 50% or 60% majority black city to a 10% black city. So all of those black businesses are not going to get the hot dog vendors and all of the black businesses that be out there. They ain't going to get no money. Now, most of the businesses owned in Denver or wherever they moving is going to be mostly white. But it's for the black people. It's for the black people, but it always hurts black people. That's the trickery that Malcolm X was talking about. And it's been going on since then, and we still falling for the same tricks. Where's Malcolm? I'm going to put Malcolm out there.
In this crooked game of power politics here in America, camps, the white liberals from both parties cross party lines to work together toward the same goal. And white conservatives from both parties do likewise. The white liberal differs from the white conservative only in one way. The liberal is more deceitful, more hypocritical. The liberal is more deceitful. The liberal is more deceitful, more hypocritical. The liberal is more deceitful, more hypocritical. The liberal is more deceitful, more hypocritical than the conservative. Both want power, but the white liberal is the one who has perfected the art of posing as the Negro's friend and benefactor. And by winning the friendship and support of the Negro, the white liberal is able to use the Negro as a pawn or a weapon in this political football game. Perfected the art, who has perfected the art. White liberal is the one, but the white liberal is the one who has perfected the art of posing as the Negro's friend and benefactor. But the white liberal is the one who has perfected the art of posing as the Negro's friend and benefactor. And by winning the friendship and support of the Negro, the white liberal is able to use the Negro as a pawn or a weapon in this political football game that is constantly raging between the white liberals and the white conservatives. The American Negro is nothing but a political football, and the white liberals control this ball through tricks or tokenism. This ball through liberals control this ball, and the white liberals control this ball, and the white liberals control this ball through tricks or tokenism. And the white liberals control this ball through tricks or tokenism, false promises of integration and civil rights. In this game of deceiving and using the American Negro, the white liberals have complete cooperation of the Negro civil rights leader, who sell our people out for a few crumbs of token recognition, token gains, token progress.
You ain't nobody. You ain't nobody. You ain't nobody. You ain't nobody.
Now tell me that don't apply today. That was said way back before my time, back in the 60s. Back in the early 60s, this is what he was talking about. The liberals, just take the race out of it. He was talking about liberals and conservatives. He seemed to have more respect for the conservatives. And they're the ones who we're told were the racist. The Republicans, racist. Republicans, racist. Republicans not only set the black man free in the United States of America, a Republican by the name of Abraham Lincoln. They also saved this country. Because if a Republican didn't stop what was happening, we would like north south of the Mason-Dixon, you would have to have a visa to go to New York from Florida. We wouldn't have one country. Republicans did that. You know what I mean? Republicans the ones that lowered your taxes. And it's Democrats that are trying to take your taxes back up. You know what I mean? So we have to have our list of masculine issues. We have to have political organization, and our community has to fund our message. It has to happen, or we won't have a place. We won't have any representation. We won't have anybody fighting for our issues, and we will continue to lose more and more freedoms. We will continue to have this woman
in global merger and acquisition bids. It's about making sure that governments have stable tax systems that raise sufficient revenue to invest in essential public goods and respond to crises.
Governments. She ain't caring about if the people have enough money. She caring about if the government have enough money. We don't need the government. We create economies. You know, all when you walk down your downtown, or you see all those skyscrapers and businesses and car mechanic shops, your business, your crypto, my business, the restaurant, none of that stuff was created by the government. That's the people power in the United States of America. Private enterprise, business, people. If you let the people keep their money, the people will have the resources to solve their own problems instead of having to wait for the government to take their money, because the government solutions usually are solutions we don't like. I don't want the COVID passport. They got the COVID passport in New York. It's leaking data. It don't work. It's too crazy. People hate it. Democrat, COVID passport. Democrat, COVID passport. Democrat, mask mandate. Democrat, vaccine mandate. Democrat, you can't go to the gatherings. Republican, no more mask mandates. No more hurting the small businesses. Texas, governor, Republican. Economy's fully open. You wear a mask if you want. No mandate. Florida, DeSantis, Republican, governor. No, there will be no COVID passports in Florida. We will open our state. Democrat, California, you can't leave the house. You can't have dinner. You can't do nothing. It's a clear choice between freedom and tyranny. It's a clear choice between somebody who, Trump, Republican, banned transgenders in the military. Banned them. Democrat, Biden, let them back in. Immediately, soon as he got in the seat, let me help these transgenders. Where the transgender thing at? Where the transgender thing to get them back in the military? Let me sign that. Let me sign 3 of them. Joseph R. Biden. Soon as he got in there. So if we are gonna have any type of masculine representation, I mean, this country is in dire need of masculine leadership. Biden is a woman. He's not a man. He's only promoting women. It's just like Oprah. When she went to Africa to open her school, it was women only. Women never look out for men. They only look out for women and other women. How you gonna open a school in a country and don't teach the boys? Why the boys can't learn? Because you want women to take over the country. And women are taking over our country, and look at it. It's a big mess. We need divine masculine leadership in the United States of America. But we as men have to remember that we are men. We lead. If we organize ourselves, it's just like they just thought they was going to do the COVID passport. And then some men stood up and said, we ain't doing it. You know, a man stood up in Arkansas and said, no, I'm protecting children. You're not going to be doing puberty blockers and transgender surgeries and all of them things on there. But what is Biden doing? He's not doing nothing for men. Who's he putting in there? What's he doing? This is what he's doing.
In a normal world, most people don't know who their state health officials are. In this world, we have no choice. We see them every day managing a pandemic.
Please wash your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. The time it takes to sing happy birthday twice.
Sound familiar? She's notorious for her pandemic safety marching orders to protect Pennsylvanians from COVID-19. Dr. Rachel Levine has been picked by President-elect Biden to serve as Assistant Secretary of Health and Human Services.
She really was a beacon of light for us.
It would make her the first transgender Senate-confirmed federal official. Deja Lynn Alvarez is a transgender activist in Philadelphia and director of community engagement for World Healthcare.
Look at that ugly thing. But look, you see, it's anti-masculinity. These are men. This is what these two individuals are what a 100% demasculated man looks like. This is the end goal that they want for us men who are masculine. They want us to be these two people. This, you know, he got him a holiday now, Transgender Visibility Day. He's got him in the government over our health, and this is where it's going. If we as men don't remember that we're men and organize, and just like the man in Florida stood up and said no vaccine passports and eliminated that. Now that idea is crumbling now because Republican governors are saying not in my state, and they're getting their legislatures to write laws to say not in this state. There's no Democrats fighting against that. And look, I used to be in the military. You know, when I was in the military back in my day, you had a battle buddy. And you had a rucksack, and a part of your rucksack was you got a tent half, meaning you got a half a tent. So your battle buddy has the other half, and y'all got to come together and with y'all two tent halves and put together a tent, and you got to sleep in the woods with guns and a really, really small tent. Way smaller than homeless people tent. They got big living room luxury tents. I'm talking about it was like a little teepee, like from the old school Indians. And you in there side by side in a space the size of probably a full-size bed or a twin-size bed with somebody, your battle buddy. I don't want that dude to be a transgender or something crazy like that. I knew my battle buddy. He was a white dude named Ruiz. He was cool. We slept in the tent together. I wasn't worried about him messing with me, and he wasn't worried about me messing with him because he was my battle buddy. Now you got this thing in the tent with you. You want to be in the woods in a tent all night long sleeping with this thing right here?
Are in this from COVID-19 of official. Deja Lynn Alvarez is a transgender activist in Philadelphia and director of community engagement for World Healthcare Infrastructure.
President Biden making already coming out of the gate with decisions like this, recognizing the qualifications of this transgender woman, not based off of her gender identity, but based off of the job that she has done here in Pennsylvania.
Dr. Levine currently serves as the Pennsylvania Health Secretary and a pediatrics and psychiatry professor at Penn State College of Medicine.
Oh my God, pediatrics. She's coming for the kids, man. It's not a she. That thing is coming for the kids. pediatric psychology.
Governor Tom Wolf says Levine is both competent and compassionate. Quote, I and the people of Pennsylvania owe her a debt of gratitude for her leadership, strength, and dedication to protecting every person's health amid unprecedented.
I don't want to see no more of that shit. Anyway, that's what's going on, man. That's what's going on. We masculine men, we got to organize politically. Everybody's going to the White House except us. Everybody's issues are being written into law except us. We need child support reform. Men, we need child support reform. We need divorce law reform. We need child custody reform. We need to look at data science and we need to look at concrete factors when determining which equal, because they say we equal now, right? Female, we equal. We need to see which parent, regardless of gender, is best suited and best able to take care of the child. It shouldn't be based on gender. You know, we need to have our issues heard before this turns into, it's like with Malcolm X, he was saying it's conservatives against liberals. Now it's basically socialists against conservatives because they want to raise our taxes. They want to raise our taxes and they just get to decide what issues are funded, how wealth is to be distributed, who's going to be the winner, who's going to be the loser, who has a voice and who doesn't. And we always got to remember that when men stand up and take charge, we cannot be defeated. You know, it says in the Bible that a woman, you know, is to look up to us as the church looks up to Christ. That's the same position that we are in over women. We can always defeat them. They can never rule us unless we let them. You know, unless we let them. I often hear Al-Farani say, she didn't do nothing to you. You let her do something to you. That's true. She can only do what you let her do to you. You know what I mean? So that's collectively, she can only do to us what we let her do to us. And when we stand up and we just look, if all the men, like if every dude who been on child support, who feel they were wronged by child support, contributed and joined our political organization, we would have men. If every dude who got divorced, raped, would sign on for divorce law reform, if every man who's been falsely accused or lost his job or been slandered by the lies of women, or even many locked up, Mike Tyson, Tupac, people like that, we would have enough men to change these laws. We just don't or haven't decided to stand up and organize as masculine men to fight for our issues. And it's time to do that. It's time to do that now. You know, and finally we have the men kind of corralled all together within the manosphere, which is growing more and more. And it's time to do that, man. It's time to organize politically. I'm willing to work with anybody who's serious. That's why I got my email address up here. Content creators and members of the community. It's time. Now is the time. We got a few years to organize and we can affect the next election. Just like we're affecting the language in the popular society. That's how much reach we have. We can affect elections Look, y'all got plenty of money. When I'm watching these content creators, I'm seeing $100 super chats flying like it's nothing. But then for everybody. So the money's there. Y'all got money. And a lot of y'all done made a lot of money in crypto. The money's there. We just got to stand up and lead and be men. So I really want to put this into the manosphere and put this into Red Pill community, into the masculine community, and let us know it's time to politically organize, and it's time to do it now. It's really time to do it now. So, man, I appreciate everybody coming through. I'm gonna jump up off of here, and tune into your conservative news sites, because I watch all the news. You gonna get more truth on the conservative side. You're gonna get the other, it's not gonna be a bunch of, like if you turn to CNN or MSNBC, you're gonna see all of these Satan sexuals raging, telling you that you should be mad about something, and they're not giving you all of the information. When you go to conservative news sources such as Fox News, Newsmax, OAN, Epic Times, and Zero Hedge, stuff like that, you're gonna get more of the other side and more facts. I found that conservative news media gives you more facts. They still have their slant, they're still conservative, that's okay. But at least you're gonna get more facts and more arguments. And you'll see, like if you watch Hannity, he destroys them so much all the time. You know what I mean? So, it's time to do that, man. So I really appreciate y'all giving me your time. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Saz1, D Nowitzki, Sean Daughtery, my boy Spark, Tagman, my dude Tagman. Let me see who else out there. Let's see. My boy Flex. Arco Sante, you always out there, Arco Sante. My boy Alex T. Blueface, Max Live TV, Red Grounds Beat, Max Live TV, Philly, I see you out there, Philly. Anthony, oh yeah, man, appreciate y'all coming through, man. Get on out of here, man. I got stuff to do. I got to go wash my car, man, and I need to cook some healthy vegetables, and I got to go pick up some big checks. I got a whole lot of checks I got to go pick up today too. So, man, appreciate y'all hanging in there with your boy Hybrid. Man, hey, look, it's time, fellas. It's time.
What the fuck you know about what I need on my mind, motherfucker?
I can smell a motherfucker with money. Whip that pussy.
You ain't nobody.
I said I suck your dick.
Again with the money?
Yeah, again with the money.
God damn, look at my pockets now. Started my own business. I done blew up for realists. Stacks coming in every day. On foreign islands is where the fuck I stay. Fucking foreign bitches, they be cooking, they be fucking, they be sucking. Man, it isn't nothing. I'm the motherfucking shit. Bitch, without you, I'm set free. I'm so damn high. You got to look up on the sky, cause I'm on a plane, that's why. To an international destination with no hesitation. Got bitches waiting at reception with invitations with my name on it, goddammit. I done turned my life to the shit. And guess what? I didn't need no motherfucking bitch.
You got left.
SP motherfucking I.
I'm broke, nigga. I'm broke.
I'm broke, nigga. I'm broke. I can't eat. I said I suck your dick.
Royalty, the Lord and the Emperor. Yo, bitch, you done already got taken advantage of. We been pimping her.
We don't claim you.
Come on, I got a present for you. Suck it. Suck it, nigga.
I hate you. I hate you too, little nigga.
I'm the fucking one who calls the shots. You ain't nobody.
But if you believe in God, believe in
SP motherfucking I.
believe in that for real.
You ain't nobody.